You don't think that you can turn off your screen as well, right? The audio would be disrupted.
I'll half my screen. Okay, guys. So already as I told you that yes, this is our agenda, guys. So as you can see, so how to configure the routing protocols in Palo Alto Firewall. Okay. So I think yesterday, let me open the notepad. Same thing. Let me put it down directly here.
Basic routing protocol.
Yeah, just in Palo Alto Firewall. So we'll do first thing is we'll do like static routing. And we'll access the GUI interface. So then we'll do any one of the routing protocol, guys. Maybe we'll go for the RIP or OSPF. So in your Palo Alto Firewall. Okay, so this is, we'll do it. So just I on the devices now, so we can see. So I have logged in.
Yeah.
Okay, also already have logged in. So let me check. I think, or to check what is my management IP address. So I forgot it. What is the management IP address? I think yesterday we have given it. So how to check this? Show, okay, interface management. We can see this is our management IP, guys. 192.168.0.110. Okay, the reason why I have given like 0. Series, guys, the device should be able to access the internet. That's the reason I have given this. Okay.
Sorry.
The reason why I have given the 0. Network, because here, so my network is 0. Network. That's the reason I'm giving only 0. Series. But internal, I'm giving like 4 network, 1 network, 2 network, 3 network, 4 network, 5 network. Okay, so we'll configure the routing protocol, then we'll communicate to external internet. Okay, so if you check how, well, let me put it. So even when we can ping to these guys, so we can see ping, say example, ping host www. Yeah, so it means I do have the reachability. Can you see? I can able to our firewall is able to communicate with internet. Correct?
Yeah.
Google.com. Say if I ping to our company website, AROUSH.in. Yes. Okay, I do have the reachability. So we can see, right? So this is the IP address, like where our website is hosted. So server tool like zoica.in. Right. So I think how to give the management IP address. I think I told you, right? Do you remember? Okay, right. Let me write it on the management IP address. So management IP address is 0.110. Okay, this is the management IP address. The command is, let me write it on the command in the notepad.
You're now connected to someone like
I think
connected.
yesterday we have saved. Right, so I think yesterday's madam has typed this. Yeah, I think this. So this is a command yesterday as madam has given, right? Okay, the commands are, I think how to assign the static IP address. The command I think I have given here. So this is the command, guys. I think Pawan has disconnected. Right? I will share this file, Vikas.
Oh, yes, Raj.
Okay, I will share this file. So this file also, if you are, I will share this one. Okay, so I think the better, the best practice is. So what we'll do, so most of the time, because we'll get confused. That's the reason what I will do. Okay, username for the Palo Alto. Okay, admin. The password I have given here, Tajuddin@123. Okay, so font size I will give 16, bold, and font size I will give, let's give yellow. Oh, it's not visible, man. On. How do I access the GUI interface, guys? Any idea? I think yesterday I told you, right? So just we need to type this management IP address, right? So go to the
Yes.
browser. Okay. So always remember here we should give HTTPS. Remember.
Yes, it should be like a
HTTPS.
secured.
Okay, yeah, secured. So then only your Palo Alto firewall is going to open. Okay, that is 110. Remember that. I think meanwhile, I think these all people are booted now. Yeah. So what is the username and password, guys? The username and password is admin.
Admin and
So password
Admin
is
at the rate
at 123.
123.
Okay, so it will open the GUI interface. So let it load. Okay, so then we'll jump for this lab. I think I have given only 4 CPU, 4 core for CPU. That is taking time to load. The Palo Alto 10th, this is the latest version, guys. What it is, so I installed. Remind me later. Regarding the dashboard, we will see later. Suppose if you want to see the management, what we have given, we can see right here. Right, what IP address, what is the default gateway. So this all stuff we can see here. This is a management IP address, this is a subnet mask, this is the gateway. So IPv6 we are not given, and we have given the host name. So what time it has up, that also it will show you. Which software we are using the latest one. Latest software. So what time, date, time, month, when it is up. So 25 minutes, it has been up. And management CPU, data plane CPU section. Okay, so these things we shall discuss later, guys. I think we have the many things to discuss. Okay, management plane. Data plane. Okay, and control plane. Okay, so for all the firewalls and latest routers and switches, okay, they are segregated into three different, each one it will work, it has got the own CPU and memory as well. Okay, this is quite very important topic, so that we shall discuss later here. So this is the dashboard look like, guys. If you click on the network, so we can see the list of interfaces. So we can see the interface here. It will list here. These are the list of interfaces. So remember, your firewall also we can use as a switch as well. You can see the lot of interfaces, right? So this is the capability of this switch. So we can use 24 ports. Okay, so right now we are not tagged anything. So we can see we are not given any IP address. Interface type. Interface type is talking about it is L2 interface or L3 interface. So if it is L2 interface means it will consider as your layer 2 switch. Layer 3 means it will work both for routing and switching. That's the reason if you notice, so when you configure the firewall, I think you might notice that we are giving interface, Ethernet interface layer 3. Means we are trying to do even routing as well.
Yes.
And today we are doing that one. So right now we are not configure anything. So we can create your VLANs, loopback also we can create. So we can create tunnel like we are VPN, your SD-WAN also we can create by using IPsec. And the virtual router, guys, if we click on virtual router, so here also we can able to configure your routing protocol. So right now we can see it is disabled by default. We can see, right? Default is readable. Here also we can able to configure your static distribution. I think we have done the distribution right in CCNA. Do you remember?
Yes, sir. Redistribution of
maybe
OSPF,
IPv4 and
AZ.
IPv6. For the both we can do it. RIP, OSPF, IPv4, OSPF, OSPF version 3 means IPv6, guys. Remember. Okay, BGP and multicasting. So this is all the list of routing protocols, so we can do it. So right now it is a default. Okay, we are not going to configure anything for GUI base as of now. So we'll do for CLI base because first we'll select the hard path. Okay, so then we can understand the GUI interface. And these are the list of options, guys. Each one has got a lot of options. From here also we can shut down, go to device option. From GUI interface also we can able to reboot the device or shut down your firewall. There's a lot of conditions we can do it. There's a list of options, so we can learn. Even you can manage your IoT devices. Okay, and VMs also we can manage. Okay. So let's back to our part of your firewall. So first thing is what we should do. Now we are going to configure your Palo Alto firewall. First thing we'll configure the static routing. Okay, guys, which is the first part. So right now I think he has created some loopbacks. Okay, let's put it guys these credentials. So loopback has created. So we will also create the loopbacks. I think you know right how to create the loopback, guys. All of you. Pawan, you know how to create the loopback?
Yeah.
So right now, so what are the loopbacks he has created? Let me write it down here. See, for R1, he has used 172 series. Say example 172.10.1.1/24. So like this, I think he has created around 5 to 6 loopbacks. Like 2.1, 2.1, 3.1, 4.1, 5.1, and 6.1.
Yeah.
Right. And this is your 10 series. Same for the router 2. So 172.20.1.1/24. Same 2.1, 3.1, 4.1. And same thing here, 30.1. Okay, same thing, 172.30.1.1.
3.1. Yeah, 30.
Let me erase that. So how he has configured? So 172.30.1.1. Okay, why I'm writing is just to avoid the confusion, guys. Remember, this is my R1, this is my R2, this is my R3, and this is my R4. The series has given 30. 30 for, just remember, I'm going to create the loopbacks for R3. For 20 series, so I'm creating the loopbacks for R2. For 10 series, I'm going to create a loopback for your R1. For R4, what should be the loopback, guys? 170.40.1.1/24. 2.1, 3.1, 4.1, 5.1, 6.1. So I think he has created around 7 loopbacks. So 7 loopbacks for all 4 routers. Okay. So this is how what I'm doing now. I'm creating the loopbacks for all the routers. Okay. Then what I'm going to configure? I'm going to configure your default route. Okay. So here what we're going to do, your static and default routing. Okay, static and default routing, and at the same lab we'll also do for the OSPF if you have the time today. Okay, so we are going to configure your static and default route. Default route from the router. Okay, I think you know, right? Default routing means like any network, any mask. Just we have to give the gateway. Very simple configuration. Okay, so after that we'll jump for your firewall. Okay, the commands look like the same your CCNA, guys. So what we have done, so right now I'm in R1 now. So as we can see, show IP interface brief. So as we can see, I think yesterday we have given this lab. I think we have done this lab yesterday. So today I'm not going to use these 2 server. So right now this is the IP address. So please pay attention here. So what I'm creating right now, 1.1 is for this one, and 1.2 is for the firewall interface. For the firewall, we'll do once we complete the creating the loopbacks and default routing. And default routing, same thing, CCNA. How you have configured that. Okay. So let's create that. How to create, guys? Pawan? Loopback 1.
Loopback 1.
Then
IP
address
172.
172.10.1.1. Right. So 255.255.0. Correct.
Yeah.
Then what next?
Again, same thing. Loopback 2.
No shutdown required, Pawan?
Loopback.
No shutdown is required here.
Yeah, shutdown required, sir.
Right.
Why?
No shutdown required.
Yeah.
Why do you require no shutdown? For the loopback, not required that no shutdown because it's a virtual interface. By default, it is up. Okay. The same thing for loopback 2, right? So automatically it will come up. Can you see? Right. Okay, and same thing for this is for this is my 2.1. Okay, same thing for loopback 3. It will come up right automatically. You can see.
Yeah.
So no need to give any no shutdown command. So loopback 4. And this is my, see, the logic here is we can see, right, loopback 4, 4.1, right? So just to avoid, that's the reason I'm giving like this.
Loopback 5, 5.1.
Yes.
5.1.
Okay. So I recommend for you guys, this is 5.1.
Yeah.
Loopback 6. So why I'm creating this in one lab, okay? In one lab, so we can do all the routing protocol. That's the reason I'm doing this.
6.1.
6.1. And last one is 7. And even you can copy and paste. Okay. Copy and paste, which because I think I have done already. I can paste because some paste command is not working here.
Okay.
The commands, I think somewhere I kept here. SD-WAN system. Yeah, I think this routing protocol, just copy and paste. I think this is not working, showing some errors. I think somewhere I kept, well, let's say types. Rather than searching, I think we can complete the lab itself. Correct. Okay, so now how to check? Do show, okay, IP interface brief. Right, so this is a list of loopbacks what we have created. Okay, loopback 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, and same thing for your router 2. So let's rename this. This is my R1. Not. So what is the first thing we should do? Here?
Host name.
Okay, so host name, right? Okay. So this is my R2. So first thing is see the topology. So first I have to go to gigabyte 0/0/1. Okay, what is the IP address first?
192.168.
2.1. Correct. Okay, so I say no share. Okay, so now I will create the loopbacks. Okay, interface.
Loopback.
Okay, loopback 1. So I can like this from here. Interface loopback 1. Here, same series. You can say, right? So IP address. So 172.20.1.
20.1.2.
Okay, remaining all are same. Okay, loopback 2. Let it come up because sometime we'll do some mistakes here. This is 2.1 and this is 3.
After it comes up, you can enter the.
Once the interface is up, okay, then better to give the IP address because some people they will make mistake. They will give the different IP address. Then typing will you type the correctly.
It becomes a runtime error, not a syntax error.
Yes, runtime error. Very good. This is 5.1. Okay, so right now we have created 7 loopbacks in R2. Right. So I think for interface also we have given the IP address for this one. So do check now. Do show IP interface brief. Same command. This is a Cisco device, right? Okay, so 2.1 and these are the loopbacks what we have created. All interfaces are now up. Okay. So now let's jump for this router. This is our R3. So interface gigabytes. Check which interface we are connected. 0 here. Okay. 0/0. So what is the IP address here, guys? 192.168.3.1. You can see right here. This is your 3.1.
Okay.
Okay. So you want me to increase the size of this screen?
Yes, sir. Little bit, sir. Yeah, now it's fine.
Okay. Okay. So what is the next step now? Now I'm going to create your loopbacks. Okay. So interface loopback. So what is the loopback range here?
170,
172 dot
168.3, 30.1.
30.1.1.
Sorry, 30.1. Sorry, sir.
Yes. And loopback to
2.1.
okay.
4.17.
Just 2.1.
2.1.
3.
3.1.
Creating the loopback is quite very easy, guys. Don't worry. So it's very easy, simple to create. But the thing is, we have to give the proper IP address. That is very important.
Sir, actually in R3 IP address 172.3.30.3 slash, right? That is no.
/24. /24 we have given. No?
No. 30.3 slash, right? That is it. Okay. Or
Where?
in R3. IP address 172.
There is a loopback. 192 is the interface IP address for these. Okay. What we are doing, we are creating a loopbacks. Okay. Okay, do show IP interface brief. Okay, so right now I think we have created for R3 as well. Correct. So now our last router. So let's give this is my R4. So interface gigabytes. Which interface gigabytes? 0/0. Remember it. See here. I'm giving this IP address. I'm in R4 now. Okay, so this is my 192.168.4.1. Correct. Okay, so what is the IP address here? So 192.168.4.1. You're following, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. So now we'll go create the loopbacks here. So what is the loopback range for R4? 40.1.1, right? I will write it on the IP address on your topology, guys. Don't worry. Just to avoid the confusion, all right? So I know first time you'll get confusion. And how to configure default routing on the router, guys? Do you remember? Pawan? This is Cisco router. This is CCNA. What we are doing? I want to configure default routing here. Right now, we'll do the lab.
0.0.0.0. Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, you're audible. Madam, let me ask to Pawan.
Yeah, sure.
Pawan,
Yes, sir.
ఎలా చేయాలి
Yeah,
ఇప్పుడు
sir.
ఇప్పుడు నేను క్రియేట్ చేస్తున్నాను. ఓకే, దీని తర్వాత నేను ఏం చేస్తాను, నెక్స్ట్ స్టెప్ వచ్చి
Loop back.
ఐఎమ్ గోయింగ్ టు కాన్ఫిగర్ ద డిఫాల్ట్ రౌటింగ్ ఫ్రమ్ రౌటర్స్.
Okay. Actually, that is loop back file. Okay.
నేను ఇప్పుడు నెక్స్ట్ స్టెప్ ఏం చేస్తానంటే, ఇప్పుడు ఐఎమ్ గోయింగ్ టు క్రియేట్ ద కాన్ఫిగర్ యువర్ default routing from routers, all 4 routers. I am going to configure the default routing. Okay, default routing ki meer help cheyali naku. Do you remember how to configure, right?
Yeah. Okay, that's one.
See, these are the list of loopbacks what you have created, and this interface is also out. So what we did right now?
Okay.
So what we did, just we have created the loopbacks here.
Loopbacks,
For all the
yeah.
routers.
Okay.
Okay, 7 loopbacks we have created.
Yeah.
And here also 7, here also 7, here also 7. The series is so 172.40.1.0/24 this is. Okay, and this loopback series is what? So 172.30.1.0/24. Okay, it starts from 1.1. Okay. 2.1,
3.1,
same thing. 1. I think next is 2.1, 3.1, but they are different network. Remember, don't get confused.
Okay.
They are not same. They are into different network. 5.1. Same thing here is 20. 172.20.1.1. Okay, same thing here. 2.1. 3.1 like this. Okay, so after this, what I'm going to do, I'm going to configure the default routing from this Cisco. This is the Cisco router, right?
Yeah.
These are the Cisco routers. Okay, I am going to configure here from here default route. Here also the default route, and here also I am going to configure the default route. And same thing here also. Okay, how do I configure the default route? So example, like I'll go to this router now. So what is the command? IP route 0.0.0.0 any network. Okay, any mask. Then any network, any mask. Who is the next hop? For example, I am going to configure, this is my R1. Right now I am in R1. Who is your next hop?
R2.
No. R2 is here. It is not connected directly, right?
The next hop would be firewall.
Firewall.
Okay.
See, అర్థం చేసుకో పవన్. ఇప్పుడు మీరు ఇక్కడ ఉన్నారు. This is R1 కదా. ఓకే, ఇక్కడ నుంచి మీకు డిఫాల్ట్ రూట్ ఎన్ని నెట్వర్క్స్ ఉన్నాయి, ఇవన్నీ నెట్వర్క్స్ PC, lot of PC I will connect later. Okay, if you want to communicate any of this router, who is the next hop? Next hop is this interface, right?
Yeah.
Directly connected. Means any network, any mask. Okay, next talk is 192.168.1.2. 1.2. 1.1 is this interface. This is
Okay.
1.2.
Okay. 1.1, okay.
అర్థమైందా?
Yeah.
ఇప్పుడు మీరు చెప్పండి, రైట్ నౌ ఐఎమ్ ఇన్ R3 now. Okay, I want to configure the default routing. ఎలా చేయాలి? Let's use any network, any mask.
Okay.
Then who is my next hop?
192.168.
Okay.
3.1.
3.2.
Yeah, 3.2.
3 ఇది వచ్చి మీ ఇంటర్ఫేస్ కి ఎలా ఇస్తారు?
Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah, yes, sir.
ఇప్పుడు
Right.
మీకు నైబర్ ఎవరు?
Yeah.
దిస్ ఇంటర్ఫేస్ కదా. ఈ ఇంటర్ఫేస్
Yes.
IP అడ్రస్ ఏమి ఇది కదా.
Yes,
3.2.
yes. Yes,
Same
sir.
thing
3.2.
for R4. R4 కి నెక్స్ట్
Yeah.
హాప్ వచ్చి ఇది ఈ ఇంటర్ఫేస్.
Yes, sir.
For R2 కి
4.2.
this one 2.2.
Okay.
R2 కి. For R4 ki this interface.
4.2. Yes.
Now I am going to configure this your default route from all the Cisco routers.
Okay.
అర్థమైందా? On.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So let's start from R1 now. Okay. So IP route. Okay. So any network,
Sure.
any mask. Okay. చెప్పు పోనీ ఇప్పుడు ఏమి ఇవ్వాలి? So 192.168.
This is R1, right? 1.1.
No man, 1.2.
1.2. Yeah, 1.2. Yes.
మీ నైబర్ కి
Yes,
IP
sir. Yes, sir.
is
Yeah, yeah.
connected.
Actually, R1, that is 1.2. Yeah.
Yeah, this 1.2.
Yeah.
Okay. R1 is done. Now same thing for R2.
R2.
Okay, so IP route 0.0.0, 0.0.0.0. Now you tell me.
172.168.
One-
192.168.2.2.
Yes. Done. And same thing for R3.
R3. Yeah.
So IP route, any network,
Zero,
Any
zero,
mask?
zero dot, zero dot.
then
192.
168.
3.2.
Yes, good. అర్థమైంది కదా?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right. Sir.
ఒకసారి మీరు ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తే
Yeah.
you can understand completely, no problem.
Okay.
Any network, any mask, then you tell me.
192.168.4.2.
4.5. Good. Suppose if you type show IP route, so as you can see, so it is only showing directly connected. But still it is showing that for any network is going via this, because right now we have not given any IP address for the firewall yet. For the firewall, we have not given any IP address, right?
Yes.
Right. So now what we have done, what are the things we did right now? We have created the first step. What we did, we have created the loopbacks. Okay, 7 loopbacks we have created in each router.
Yeah.
Okay, then we assign the IP address for the router. Okay, that is 192.168.1.1 for R1. Okay, for R2, 2.1, for R3,
3.1.
3.1, 4.1 is for your R4. Then what we did, we configured the default routing. We configured the default route for all the routers. All the 4 routers we have configured. That's it. Okay, now we are going to configure the routing protocols and assigning the IP address for the interface in Palo Alto Firewall. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, let me enter the firewall. Okay, so this is my yeah, Palo Alto Firewall. So I think how to give the host name also we can give. So let me, same thing, configure mode. Okay, set device configuration system host So we can give your firewall name, firewall. Say, I can say ISP firewall. Okay, it will not change. You can see, right? It will not change here.
Yeah.
Okay, until unless we given the command comment. Okay, but right now I will not give the comment here because it takes time. It takes, I think, 1 to 2 minutes. 1 minute it will take. Okay, so meanwhile I will create this thing, service profile. Let me think, show network interface Ethernet one. Okay, so I think I have not yet created any interface management profile. So let me create that. Okay, how to create? Set network profile interface management profile. Say I'll give, okay, AROUSH solutions. Okay. So right now what we did, so we have created by the name AROUSH solutions. Right. So now we have to enable for pinging. How to enable? So if you give the question mark, so these are the list of options is available. We have to enable, then only this can be able to ping. So right now what I will do, so I'll enable for the ping. If you give the question mark, you want to enable the ping, yes. But it will come in next time. I need to do some settings here to increase your this thing column. I don't know where is this option in the settings. I think has taken default. I think column setting is this, I don't know. Because it's coming in next line. Okay. So now what we have, now what I'm going to do. So these all interfaces for the firewall, just pay attention. These all 4 interface, 1, 2, 3, 4 interface. So we have created that is your interface management profile by the name your AROUSH solutions, right? So I am going to tag with this interface to AROUSH solutions. Okay, then I will give the IP address for this interface. This is how your Palo Alto will work. Remember, guys, your Palo Alto is not your Linux base. It is an XML language. Remember this. It has been designed based on your XML language. You know, right? XML stands for? HTML stands for, Pawan?
Hypertext managed
Markup language.
markup language. Yeah.
Okay, what is XML now? I will show you this.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
Yes, sir.
So I'll update over here regarding this.
XML stands for?
Extensible markup language.
Yes. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, so I'm going to assign these all interfaces for your AROUSH solutions now. So set network interface Ethernet. So which Ethernet interface? 1. Okay, 1. This is which type of interface? This is layer 3. Remember, we have to tell to the this is layer 3. I am going to use as a layer 3 interface for which profile, that is AROUSH solutions. Right, that's it. And same thing for other. The command is very simple here. These interfaces, what are the things I'm assigning here? I'm assigning to the your which profile you have assigned. Okay, set network interface Ethernet now 2, second interface. This is layer 3 interface for management interface AROUSH solutions. And same thing, set network interface Ethernet. We can use the tab key, it will complete the word, guys. No problem.
Wait.
interface AROUSH solutions. Third interface is done. Now fourth interface. Set network interface Ethernet. And this is the fourth interface. This is also I'll be using as a layer 3 for AROUSH solutions. That's it. So now how to assign the IP address? Right? How to assign? Now I'm going to assign the IP address for 1.2, 2.2, 3.2, and 4.2. Right? So what I'm going to do now? So I'm going to assign this IP address to this interface. 1, 2, 3, and 4. This all interface I'm going to assign it. So how to assign, guys? Set network interface Ethernet 1, and this is my layer 3 interface. IP address 192.168. What is IP address for Ethernet 1/1 power?
1.2.
Yes, 1.2. So here we should not give the subnet mask, just give /24. It will take automatically. Understood, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And same thing. Okay, I'll not use this. Okay. Set network interface Ethernet 2 layer 3 IP address 192. This is for your Ethernet interface 2. This is 2.2 /24, right? We can see on the topology, right? Can you see? This
Yeah.
one, 2.2.
Yes, sir.
Set network interface Ethernet. This is for 3. This is also I'll use as a layer 3 and IP address 192.168 3.2/20. Okay, set network interface Ethernet
1.3 layer 3 IP
layer.
address 92.168 4.2
Yes.
/20.
Yes, very good. That's it. Okay. So now just we assign the IP address now, right? So we have to tell them these all the we are going to use as a virtual router by default. Okay, right now we are using this firewall as a router. For that we have to set them set network. You can give the question mark also, it will give, guys. You can see. So virtual router. Okay. So virtual router. Okay, for default interface is Ethernet 1. So this all I'm using as a virtual router for Ethernet 1/1, 1/2, 1/3, and 1/4. Got it. So now we have to create the zone. What is zone? Right now, I'm not going to explain about zone here. All these topologies, this all topology, what I'm using is I'm using only for inside zone. So inside outside zone, that we shall discuss in coming training, guys. I'm going to teach you. Right now, I'll make it is all interfaces all inside. Okay, as I'm using as a layer 3 itself interface. Okay, so let's do this. How to configure the zone here? Set. Okay, if you give the question mark zone, it will complete the word, no problem. Inside, you can see, right? It will give, it asks you to type the word. So this I'll use as is inside network, and this I'll use as a layer 3. For which interface? For all interface. Okay, all interface I'll use as a inside itself. Second interface, third interface, and fourth interface. Okay, now we have done it. So now we have to give the comment. Okay, so without comment, guys, so it will not update the what are the running configuration we have made. So it will make the changes. Okay. We have given a lot of things, right? We have given the IP address. We have created the management profile. That all update we can see in GUI, guys. So let's show you that. Go to network. We click on interface. So here it will come. If any error means it also it will show you here. Means it's like compiling, guys. You know, you'll compile the C, C++, Java, right? Okay. Means what are the like commands you have seen? We can see, right? So it has been changed now. We can see, right? This is our ISP firewall. It has been changed now. Right. So let's check these all details now. Now, how to check show network profile interface management profile AROUSH solutions. Okay, so ping is we have made it. So how to check the IP address, guys, here? Okay, show network interface Ethernet. I think all. Let me show you this all. One also we can check. So this is IP address we have given, right? And this IP address belongs to this profile, AROUSH solutions. And this is the layer 3 interface. Same thing can check for your layer 2. Same thing for interface 3. Same thing for 4. Okay. So I think this is a command like interface Ethernet all. Okay, just don't give any specific interface name. Just type enter after Ethernet. It will show you all the list. You can say, right, this is a list of what we have configured, right? So you can see this is the list of what we have configured. For interface, we have given 1.2. For the second interface, Ethernet 1/2. So we have given layer 3, and it is the IP address what we have given. And this is for the layer 3. For layer 3, Ethernet 1/3, 3.2, and 1/4 Ethernet. Okay, 4.2. Correct. Okay, so this is what we have given now. Okay, how to check this routing protocol in firewall, guys, in Palo Alto Firewall? So it's quite very simple command. Just exit here, or else there's a two-way we can give, guys. Because you know in Cisco, if you are in global configuration mode, remember. So when you are into global configuration mode, how do you check? Suppose if you want to ping, say example, do ping we'll use, right? Do ping, say example 192.168.1.2. Right? This is how we'll use the command. Right now it's not pinging, so we have to configure that. Okay. In firewall, if we are into configuration mode, we have to use run, okay, show routing route. We can see, right, it has been configured the default routing from other side. Right, so destination network is one network, okay, 1.2, it has been configured with the default, right, and 2 network, 3 network, okay, so the routes are 8 routes. So if you check the details here, okay, what does it indicate? O means your metric, okay, AC, what is this? Okay, what is this EA? EA means active. Same thing, suppose if you type in Cisco router, show IP route. So here it's showing, right? These are the list of parameters, we can see, right? Got it? Same thing in Palo Alto Firewall, it's showing the details. What is A? V means active, C is connected, H means host. Remember. Okay, if you are into one more command, show routing route. There is one more command, show routing FIB for forwarding information base. FIB means forwarding information base, guys. So we can see this is one more method to check what are the things it has been configured. Okay, virtual router base is default. Right. So I think 1 network, 2 network. Okay, next hop still it is not showing from this one. Okay, UU and H. Okay, what is UU and H? Host. Okay, U means up, all are up, and H means these 4 interface 1.2, 2.2, 3.2, 4.2. This is the host, means for the IP address which we assign for the Ethernets. Correct. Okay, so can we ping to 1.2 from here? So run ping. Okay, run ping host. Let me ping to itself 1.2. For 1.2 is getting reply. Correct. Because I'm pinging to my same interface, guys. Let me explain what I'm doing. I am in this firewall. I'm pinging to the same interface. I am in the firewall here. I'm pinging to my interface. I'm not pinging to the neighbor one still. I'm not pinging it to this interface. This all interface I'm not at ping. I'm pinging to just my self interface, which I assigned the IP address just now. Okay. Okay, so let's same thing. So I can ping for 2.2. Same thing 3.2. I do have the reachability. So means they have perfectly it has been configured. So I don't know issues with self interface. Okay. So can we ping from R1, which is connected directly 192.168 1.2. Right. So from R1, because it is directly connected, right? 1.2. Check from R2. So ping 192.168 2.2.
2.2.
See, from 2.2 is getting reached. And check for R3. So ping 192.168. This is 3.2. Okay, for R3, no problem. Check from R4. So ping 192.168. This is my 4.2. Okay, 4.2, no problem. The problem with here only R1, show IP interface brief. Okay, this is 1.1. No problem, 1.1. So I think 1.2. Check once again. Okay, I think there is a problem with the firewall. So what we have to do, show network interface Ethernet. Check that interface. 1.2/24. Okay, from this side is not pinging, right? So we'll do this later, no problem. Okay, so check. I think we have configured a static routing, right? In the router one, check for this one. Show IP route. Right, we have configured the default routing. So gateway is 1.2. So perfectly we have configured, no issue. From all the other side is working. Check for R2. Show IP route. Yes, here also we configure default routing. Show IP route. Yes, 3.2. Okay, 1.2, 3.2, and check for show IP route. This is also 4.2. Fine. So no problem with the default routing from routers. So IP interface brief. Fine. All interfaces are up, no problem. If you check from show IP route, static. Okay, so he has taken the already, is working, no problem with this router. Same thing, check from R3. No problem here. Fine, no problem here also. (1.2) should ping actually. On this, all three router is working, pinging, no problem with this thing. I can ping to my next hop. So 192.168 2.1, 2.2, no problem. Right. So I can ping to 3.2. And here also 4.2. No problem. So I think something we are missing, I think. So let's see interface gigabytes. Okay. Wait. Do show. Okay. So guys, can you find out the issue, guys, here? Pawan, Vikas, Yashoda ma'am. Find out the issue, what mistake I did. Topology is there on the screen. Okay. And I think configuration also available here. So what mistake I did? Okay. Meanwhile, so I will drink the water and come. Check the issue. Why it is not pinging? Right now, I can able to reach to all these guys, no problem. So right now, so I can able to ping from here. From this router, okay, I can ping, no problem. From this router, I can ping, is working. From this router, also I can ping to this next hop. But this R1, I cannot ping to this interface. Why?
So you can open that R1 touch.
Yeah, so this is the R1. Okay, I'll be back in 2 minutes, guys.
Means 1.2 it is not been configured, I guess. That's the difference.
Actually, in this there is no mistake.
Hey, you see man here, gigabit 0. It is mentioned as 5.1, right?
Yeah, 5.1, 192.168, 5.1.
That is here, this one, this interface. But whereas 1.2, so
1.2, yeah.
I guess. Yeah, how come if it is a default routing, it should do, right? Okay. See, 0/2, gigabit 0/2 is unassigned, administratively down. You have to make it as up, I guess. That should be the issue. See, from gigabyte 0/2 is the different network, means that is an Ethernet, right? Interface. That is down. Then how come even if you ping, how it will go and reach over there? If it is down. You have to make this here that gigabit 0/2 only 2 for this interface. For only the thing is, see from R1 to this one, that firewall, that is that interface is down. You have to make it up. That's it. As per my whatever I learned from the past days, I'm just here.
Spam is two-sided.
But I'm sure that that is down. If that interface is down. Ma'am also went, I guess. Ma'am, you're there, ma'am? No, she also went off. You only tell that answer. I will not say. Okay, you tell.
No, you can tell. Actually, you
Okay,
find
man,
it.
you tried, right? I could able to find it or not an issue. You're you're a beginner, right? You should know everything. You tell.
Yeah, Pawan, tell me what is the issue? ఏ మిస్టేక్ చేస్తాను ఇక్కడ నేను?
Actually, 0/2 is there, sir. That is down.
0/2 ఎక్కడ? See the interface what I have connected, that is 0/2.
Yeah,
Okay, then IP address where I has and
0/2.
0/0.
Yeah.
Correct. This is IP address. It is up. So actually, this IP address I should give to this interface. Correct.
Yeah, that is down actually.
Actually, I should give to this interface. Very good, Pawan. I think you are learning now. Now I can have some confidence on you now. Okay. So what we have to do? So just we have to change that. Okay.
Yeah.
So how I can go? So go to that interface, gigabytes 0/0. Okay. No IP address. Okay. Then go to gigabyte 0/2. Okay, now we can give this IP 192.168.1.1. 255. This is the troubleshooting skills, guys, in the company. This is quite very important. To show IP interface brief. Right, so now it is up. We can make it down, no problem. So now we can see, right, now this has been replaced to 1.1 now. So can you ping now? So previously I think we had typed. So now we can see the routing is up now. Can you see now? Now it's pinging, correct? Got it, guys?
Yes, sir.
Understood, Pawan?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So see, right now we can able to ping from router to my next hop. So what we did right now, I can able to ping to this firewall from all these routers. But I cannot ping from firewall to this interface. You want to show me this?
Yes.
Okay, so let me show you this. Suppose if I ping from firewall, let's go to this my firewall. Okay, run. Okay, ping host 192.168.1.1. Destination is unreachable.
Not unreachable.
Means you cannot ping,
Why? What would be the issue?
right? So it's not issue because we from firewall, okay, even it is connected, directly connected, it will not allow you to communicate your neighbor device as well until unless you configure any routing protocols. For Cisco routers, once he has given the IP address, it will ping
Yes.
directly connected,
Yes.
right?
So
Suppose,
yes, that is the one.
yeah. So in Cisco router, what will happen? So when you're connecting the two routers, okay. So if you are given the IP address 10.1.1.1, okay, 10.1.2, okay, when this IP address, then they will communicate with each other. Here is not like that. This is the firewall.
Hmm.
Okay, you are allowing your incoming traffic because you are not supposed to communicate to other this thing. So for that, we have now I am going to configure your static routing in the firewall. Okay, so let's do that. Right now, what I'm going to do, I'm configuring the static routing for any 172 network which we have created loopback for all 4 routers. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, set network virtual router. Okay, default, that is the default router which we have created. Okay, routing table, IP static route, interface. I think what is this thing? That is inside interface Ethernet 1/1. Destination is 172.10.0.0 /16. That is the class B IP address, right? Next hop IP address is, who is the next IP address is 192.168.1.1. That is the router IP address, right? Got it. The command is lengthy, guys. Okay, but once you practice, you can do it. No problem. You can do it. Okay. So from this side is done. Now next is set network virtual router default routing. Okay, IP static route. Okay, I think we are not given the DMZ here. I think. Let me check.
Why you used the default routing and why you're taken this one IP static route?
Oh, we are one side we are giving a default routing from Cisco routers, and from firewall we are configuring the static routing.
So like a redistribution kind of thing that you're doing.
No.
Means how we will do it with one router to one network to other network. Obviously, it is considered as a one network to other network, right? So that is what if we are configuring in a redistribution mechanism or how it is.
No, redistribution is not, because they have the compatibility from static for default routing. See, for this is a different device, right? So both are different device because see, Cisco routers we are connecting to the Palo Alto. They are different vendors.
Yes.
Okay, one one company in route Cisco thinks what we are going to configure, we configure the default routing. So what does it indicate? Means any networks I can communicate to my neighbor device,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So from firewall perspective, so I'm going to configure the static routing to reach to that network. See, that's the reason I'm doing this. Say example like second one. Inside interface, this is my Ethernet 2. Okay. Destination, say the loopback what we have created. So 172.20.0.0. This is my class B IP addressing. Okay. Next hop IP address is, who is my next hop? 2.1, right?
20.0.0.
What is my IP address? 192.168. This is my 2.1.
Yeah.
Okay, and same thing for other third routers. Okay, set network virtual router default routing table IP static route. Okay, static route, and this is also inside. Okay, interface Ethernet 3 destination. So here a destination, what I'm going to do, I'm going to configure my any network, any mask. Okay, and my next hop IP address is, and this IP address is 192.168. This is my 3.1. Set network, same command for R4 also. So default routing table, IP static route, and this is also inside. Interface for Ethernet 4. So destination is 172.40.0.0/16. Okay. Next hop IP address is 192.168.4.1. That's it. Okay, so now comment. So what we did here, so in this router from your firewall, right now I have given all are inside, as I told you that.
Yes.
Okay, next hop is 4.1, next hop is 3.1, 2.1, and 1.1. Okay, so what I have configured? I have configured from firewall perspective, I have configured a static routing. So I have configured the static routing. Next hop IP address. Because actually I should create inside, outside, and DMZ. This is my DMZ2, and this is my DMZ1. Okay, where we are running all your company firewalls. Okay, and this should be the outside. This should be the ISP. This is nothing but your internet ISP, and this should be the outside. So that we shall discuss in coming session, guys. This is your inside network. That's the reason I'm using the same topology in coming session. This is your inside. Lot of clients, your end user are connected, maybe connected another different department, and this is the inside, and this is the complete your organizations. If you see, this is the complete your organization network, guys. As an example, this is your IBM company. DMZ, in the DMZ where you are running your firewalls. Say example, your servers, all your servers, your web servers, exchange servers, proxy servers. Okay, when any external user, okay, want to access come via, okay, when is entering for the DMZ1 or DMZ2, okay, the firewall should make an entry. It will check these authentications. Okay, that is, I think we shall discuss more on Wildfire, which is very popular in your Palo Alto Firewall. This is quite very important. This is Palo Alto Firewall team, which is going to manage this unauthorized user or authorized user is going to check. Okay, so now it is complete successfully now. So as you can see, now you check. So exit from here. Okay, so how to check this command guys? Routing protocol, show routing route. See, have you noticed previously it was not showing this one? Can you see? Right. So previously it was not showing this IP address. That thing it was showing all are 0.
Yes.
Now you can see it is showing 4.1, 1.2, 2.2, 3.3, and 4.2. All we can see. Right. So even it has been calculated the metric also here. So what is the S indicate?
Static.
Static. Host
Static.
and connected.
He is connected.
Right.
H is a host.
So as we, I think you have noticed one more thing. See, because of we have not configured any DMZ, it has been only considered only 172 network only. Right. You can see, right? So actually it must show, okay. So 172 dot, okay, 10 network, 172.20 network, and 172.30 network as well. Correct. See the flag which is showing, so it should showing only one static route, other is not showing. You know why? Because we have not configured the inside and outside zone. We have not configured the DMZ. That's the reason it's showing. Okay, that we can see later, not now. So right now it's showing only one network.
The DMZ is not be able to just repeat it once.
Yeah.
Just make a note of it.
So DMZ is nothing but a demilitarized zone. So where the all your important confidential device are integrated has been installed.
Yeah.
Okay. So right now we have made all these things into inside.
Inside,
Everything
yes.
is inside. We have not done any these things. So we can make changes there. Again, we have to configure right from the scratch. Again, we have to repeat the same command what we had done just now.
As inside, outside, whatever we mentioned.
Inside, outside, and DMZ. Okay, because previously I think we have configured with the zone all are inside. That's the reason it's showing this one. So let's see. I think we can able to ping from only from. Let's check. I think I'm not sure it's going to ping from R1. Please get it. Previously it was not pinging. Now I think it should ping. Okay, ping 192.168 1.2. Yes, so I do have the reachability. So can I ping to say example 30 network 172.30.1.1 is there, right? I cannot reach because only I can reach to 40. Right, I cannot reach here because we are not configured that. So if I ping to 40, 40.1.1, so we can see you can reach, right? See in the Palo Alto Firewall, so it's showing only 40 loopbacks network, which we have created. Got it? For my R1, so even I cannot ping to 20 also. Right? So let's check from R1, R2. So ping, I can 40.1, I think I can reach 192. So 172, right? 172.40. From here I can reach, but I cannot reach to 10.1.1. I cannot reach.
Sir, once try to 20.1.1, sir.
Yeah, sure. 20 dot is the same network, no? It will ping.
Yeah.
Means you are pinging to yourself.
Oh,
It's R2, right? It's R2.
R2.
And even 30 network also it will not ping. So only it will reach to only 40 network.
40. Okay.
Only 40 network. Because in the routing table, so what you can see only this network. The reason is what you have configured is because of this.
Sorry, Taj. No?
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything is considered as an inside network only, no? Then it has to ping, right? It should reflect, right? So why it is not read the other networks that loop back at 20 and 30?
Because we have configured, because we have taken all inside, right? So for that, what we have to do, we have to change that one. So even see, we cannot ping to any this thing. Even if you check from this side, say example ping, so 192.168, say example 3.1. Okay, I can reach to the physical interface. Okay,
Not to the virtual interface.
what not to the virtual. So even like 4.1 I can reach, like 2.1 I can reach. Okay, so even I can able to reach I think 2.2.
Means the virtual interface what we created the loopbacks or those interfaces you want.
Yeah, now everybody they have the communication only for which interface? All for this interface. Say example, right now you are in
Physical
R1.
Oh, no, this is
Huh?
Yes, R1.
Okay, this is
R1.
my R1. Suppose I can able to ping to this interface and this interface. Okay, same like I can from R1, okay, I can able to ping to this interface as well as this interface, not the loopbacks. The loopback of 172, I think 30.1.1/24. Okay, same thing for R1, I can able to ping to this interface as well as this interface. But I can ping for these loopbacks. That is 172.40.1.1. Because what we have configured in the firewall, everything we have made it inside.
Yes.
It should not be. So actually this should be the inside and this should be the DMZ 1 and this should be the DMZ 2 and this should be the outside.
Then only we could able to reach the virtual. Right?
Yeah, then only they can reach to the virtual interface. That's the reason it's not pinging. So right now for physical interface, it's pinging for everywhere.
Yes.
Right now I'm
Physical
R1.
it could able to reach. Yes.
Yeah, so I can able to reach to R4, 4.1, 4.2 also I can reach. Okay, but here from R1 I can reach to 172 network, 40.1.1. And same thing I think 2.1. So even 3.1 also I can reach. I think I think seven virtual interface we have created, right? 7.1. Fine. So only the thing is just we have to change your zone. Okay. Once we have done the zone, okay, then it will be able to ping you. So let's do that. Okay. Right now we have made it all our inside. All we have taken the inside. So what we'll do? So I think let's create DMZ1, DMZ2. We'll configure once again in the Palo Alto Firewall. Let's see. Right now it's not showing anything. Routing now only one network is showing. Correct.
Yes.
Okay. So you're following us, Pawan? You're following, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But you have to practice that is quite important.
Yeah.
I just want to ask you this thing. could you able to provide this one only the basic this one that commands related codes and anything?
Yeah. So that will do it. So I think I can export the commands. Okay.
No, like even if you're getting any documents kind of thing, put it there also anything like a PDF or
Yeah.
anything.
I have the this one Palo Alto guide, Palo Alto study guide, and Palo Alto administrative guides.
Yes, sir.
Only the basic thing if you have means you can just provide me that. So that we
Yeah, yeah.
will because in this one maximum we will be working on a theoretically only than the
Hmm.
practicals. This thing. Because
Yeah.
so that's in CCNA we could able to do it with packet tracer as well.
Ah,
That's the reason.
I have the document. No problem. I'll send you that.
Oh,
No problem.
yes. Sir.
So not now because when I send means I think some topics I think you cannot
No,
understand.
I'm not asking that guide actually. That whatever the complete this one how you shared us for CCNA. I'm asking about only for the Palo Alto. So on firewall, what are the things that we configuring it? Those commands will be there, right? For say for an example, this one for next stop, for inside outside, for basic configurations, whatever you do it. That's set.
Yeah. Yes,
Those
study
things
guide. I do have that one.
only those things for related one you can just avoid.
Yeah, I have it. I have it. No problem. The latest this one I think it is latest study guide.
Yes, only the thing is don't want the depth one. So you can
Hmm.
just split that one into even that PDF you can split it out. So we up to till which one it's a basic. Only those comments will be easier
Hmm.
for us.
Okay. No problem. I'll show you this. Okay, so let me show network interfaces. So we can see these all interfaces. So network. Virtual routers. The protocol, these are the list of protocol you can able to configure, guys. BGP, enable no, default, Katsu, maximum throughput. The details of the each interface it's showing. So for Ethernet interface 1, 2, 3, and 4, okay, static route we have configured. This is the inside. Okay, all are inside. So interface 4, destination is 40.network, next talk is this. Right, means only this part has taken because it is inside. Okay, so let's check individually now. Okay, show network interface, Ethernet interface 1. Okay, this is the part. And same thing for this interface. For 3. Good thing is, guys, so when you type these question mark, so it will show you the list of details. So if you type show network, so give the question mark, okay, it will show you the details, right? So if you type show like profile, okay, give the question mark. Profile, interface management profile. So which profile it belongs to? It belongs to your AROUSH solutions. Like this, we have to learn better because first means you must have the access, right?
Yes.
Because this all everything is better to you because I can give a very good software for to do the EVNG, better to install in your laptop.
Okay.
This is also good to practice it, EVNG especially, because most of the organizations like network engineers, network security, almost all everything they are using the your EVNG. Any question, guys, till now? Okay,
Okay.
show routing route. So we can see, so one thing, only one thing is showing. Okay, so if you want to see, I think let me change you show you the something other. Show routing FIB. Okay, show routing. We can see only one it is showing. So what does the G indicate? Is a gateway. So what I'm going to do the next lab now? Can I jump for next lab or?
However, touch.
Hmm?
No, already it's 12. I think so. It's the time for your prayer, right?
Because you are very smart guy. Okay, no problem.
No, this one is that we have understood perfectly.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if it goes overloaded, which again this will get evaporated, that will be there. And by day after another 2 days, that also get evaporated.
Yeah, Gaya.
Copy running to startup. I will save this configuration, guys.
Taj, a small help. Can just provide me that guide. Taj, can
Yeah,
send
yeah,
me
sure,
over
sure.
the mail.
I'll send you today, no problem. For you also, Pawan, I'll send you that.
You want also, sir?
No,
Actually,
because as you're just going on with the labs and everything, so some of the commands are already not memorized. Or loop back the interfaces,
Yes,
this thing, and the concepts also we got to know. So for the routing, how to do that. For static, it's a next stop. For a default, it's for default also any must any. Those things are not now it has come up familiar with that.
No problem. I will send you that. No.
sir, upload in YouTube, sir. Yesterday and today's class also.
Today's class I not yet uploaded.
Both
Right
again.
now we are in live in
Yes, sir.
YouTube. Copy run configuration to startup configuration, because just I'm saving that so that we can continue from tomorrow. So here tomorrow what I'm going to do, just I will change the zone here. Because all thing what we did, we have created all are inside and okay. So then we'll do the lab. Madam, are you there, right? So I think
Yes, sir. Tell me, sir.
I thought
Hello?
yeah.
I
Okay,
don't
what is the
know.
lab?
There is disturbance from my side or your end. No, I don't know.
No, maybe I think from the Pawan side.
Uh-huh. Entire session was
Hey,
over.
why Pawan? Lot of interruption from your side.
Sir, actually, house near pipeline doing some pipeline work, sir. That's why I put the mute and I was talking on the time I unmute.
No, it's not there. Taj, I think so. It's from your side. Last time also the same thing was happened. There was a plug was not plugged properly, I guess. And then you unplugged it and again you plugged it back.
Correct. Maybe
You can check once.